Hi folks, welcome to your mwis Friday Planner in association with Ellis Brigham. The very mild conditions that we've been feeling in the last day or so will be gradually replaced by some fresher conditions coming in from the northwest through this weekend. Overall, the week ahead sees high pressure often nearby, but we're still seeing some occasional weather systems drifting through across Scotland as a westerly flow will prevail. Just to set the scene with temperatures, this is the freezing level chart showing you the height of 0 Celsius in metres, and we pick up the story early on Sunday as by this stage the fresher air is trying to come in from the northwest. We flirt with a freezing level around 1400 metres, so it's just above the highest Scottish tops, the Ben Nevis Plateau, the Cairngorm Plateau, around 2 Celsius I would have thought during the day on Sunday, and that will be the way of things I think through into Monday as well, as the freezing level stays similar across the Highlands. There may be cool enough air though for some sleet or some wet snow just on those very highest of the northern Munros. Through Monday into Tuesday, again some chillier air just skirting the north of Scotland. Generally the freezing level is above the summits, and as we go onwards Tuesday into Wednesday, milder Atlantic air comes in from the southwest and it's above freezing by a good few degrees on the mountains through the middle of the week. You'd have to go up in an aircraft to find 0 Celsius. Late in the week, it might just be again that we just get a pull of air come around from the northwest, and temperatures again may just go close to freezing point on some Scottish tops. Nothing particularly wintry then in the outlook for the time being. This is Saturday's chart. We've got a cold front slipping gradually southeastwards. Now this is the front that's been in play for a few days across much of Scotland, producing the persistent falls of rain, and there's some more rain to come during Saturday, but that will gradually fade out as we head onwards through the afternoon across the west and the north. But some rain coming on for West Wales and northwest England. The mild air then hangs on in the south, the fresher conditions following that front from the northwest. Still quite a breezy day across the mountains, especially in Scotland, and some quite gusty conditions around that front as it comes through. It may even be near to gale force on the highest tops for a while. To give you a sense of timing, this is the sequence hour by hour through Saturday. That rain then is across the west and the north of Scotland early in the morning, drifting eastward, so pretty soon into the Cairngorms as well, and that will continue to encroach eastwards into the middle of the day. Some drizzly showers following across the West Highlands, so not completely drying up, but amounting to very little as we head onwards into the afternoon, and then eventually some brighter skies coming into the west coast. Meanwhile, that weakening band of rain getting into the lakes and West Wales. Some nuisance value steady rain coming on here for a while. That whole feature just tending to break apart a bit more the further it gets into the Pennines, so that as we head into Saturday evening, the rain tending to fade. Some rather damp conditions though still lingering around the lakes, the Pennines and the Welsh mountains. And as we head through Saturday evening and night, that front almost just decays to nothing more than a band of cloud as it reaches the Midlands. Some clearer skies coming through across Scotland overnight, so a chilly start to Sunday morning with maybe even a touch of frost if you're in some sheltered glens, maybe across the eastern side of the Highlands. The westerly breeze, though, is already strengthening again, and some showers will then come in from the west through the day on Sunday. Some brighter skies developing across England and Wales, the leftovers of that front giving a rather cloudy start, but some sunshine coming through. Cloud may just fill in a bit during the day, but some sunshine at times. Not wall-to-wall sun, but some bright spells, and broadly by this stage the cloud bases are higher than what we've seen in recent days. The air mass is not quite as humid. It will be a windy day into Sunday. Gale force winds across the Scottish mountains much of the day, and the strongest of those towards the far north of the Highlands. A distinctly chillier feel for all the hills and mountains then by this stage. Temperatures on the Munros 5 Celsius or below through Sunday daytime, so take off that wind chill and it will feel distinctly cold compared to what we've just been used to. Sub-zero in the wind. The highest tops in exposure, -5 to even as low as -10 in the very strongest winds on the highest northern tops. Some showers then coming in from the west, maybe quite frequent for periods across the northwest Highlands, fewer showers towards the east of the Highlands, and generally a dry day across England and Wales. Now, a trail of a front is likely to be just coming in from the Atlantic through into Sunday night and Monday. Now, a bit of uncertainty just how much intensity of rainfall is on this front, with pressure being fairly high, but it could still leave a rather wet day across the West and Northwest Highlands. A little bit further south across the West Highlands toward Loch Lomond National Park, maybe nothing more than a few spits and spots, but further north it could be persistently wet over a few hours at least, and a rather damp day overall. Generally drier toward the eastern side of the Highlands. There may be very little rain east of the Cairngorms, and broadly a dry day for England and Wales, with some variable cloud around, but breaks to higher tops and some sunshine should be around. Still a rather blustery picture, that keen west by northwesterly wind, again strongest across the Highlands and also around the Cheviots. Now, by Tuesday, higher pressure building up from the southwest once again. That front that was around from Monday tending to break apart as pressure builds. So a legacy of cloud and maybe a few spits and spots in places, but many places broadly dry, with some breaks in the cloud coming through. Some sunshine for a few. Most places seeing light winds through the day. It could just be a keen north-northwesterlies around across some more eastern hills early on Tuesday. High pressure stays around into Wednesday, centred toward the southwest. Many places fair with some sunshine and variable cloud. Some morning mist and fog in low-lying areas, so some inversion conditions possible on some hills. A bit of variation from place to place. Could be that Western Scotland still drags in some low cloud banks off the Atlantic, with the flow of air coming in from the west or the southwest. Strongest of any breeze is towards the north of Scotland, and the weak front towards the far north may just produce a few spits and spots around northwestern coast, but otherwise it's a dry picture overall. Now, there is uncertainty just how the pattern plays out in the second half of the week. There's an indication that an area of low pressure in amongst those ripples of bits of fronts towards the north of us might just develop as it journeys its way into Scandinavia and give us a glancing blow with some stronger winds and some rain for a time across Scotland. Now, this is perhaps one of the more pessimistic scenarios on this chart. Other indications would be a bit more like this, really, where the low is more out into Scandinavia before it starts to form. So the risk around, say, Thursday of some wind and rain affecting Scotland, it may hardly even develop. But that potential is just in the outlook at this stage. More likely, though, that's soon gone and high pressure comes back up from the south, and it's a generally quiet end to the week, with temperatures on the mild side as the air comes in from the southwest. Now, this southwesterly flow is expected to continue into next weekend. Eventually, that may just allow low pressure over the Atlantic to start to edge its way back in and give some rain and some low cloud with time to western hills and mountains. Soonest in western Scotland, it may be just leading into a trend of becoming a bit more mixed and unsettled as we head onwards beyond next weekend and into the following week, as Atlantic weather patterns look to dominate. Stay up to date with all our content then on our website and across our social media feeds as well. That's your Friday Planner in association with Ellis Brigham. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.